Welcome everyone to our prayer journey with my Toth. Let me read a verse to you from John 8:33. Listen to the verse and see if you can discern if the Pharisees are being truthful or untruthful. They answered him, Jesus, we are Abraham's seed, lifting themselves up, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Jesus is offering them freedom. And they're saying, we don't need to be free. We've never been in bondage to any man. Well, I think they're telling the truth in the political sense. But in the spiritual sense, they are lying or fooled by the devil because they are in bondage to themselves. They care about what other people think more than what God thinks. They desire things that are not of God because we are by nature selfish people. Could you imagine if the Pharisees had a social media thing back then? Oh boy, would they infight over who had the most hits on the site, on their site. How do you feel when you don't get what you feel is the right amount of hits on Facebook? I know I used to get offended with that. Now I don't care as much. But it took a while for me to get over things like that. And there are other things I struggle with because I'm in the bondage of self. Break the chains and put myself back. In 2 Corinthians 5:15, he says, and that he died for all, that they which live should not henceforth live unto themselves, but unto him which died for them and rose again. So Jesus broke the bonds and he has made us free, but we continually put ourselves back in bondage. When we get angry at someone and separate from them because of our self-bondage. You know, in John it says, if you don't love the brethren, then you have no place with God. If you don't forgive other sins, your sins will not be forgiven. It says that in the Our Father. So we should not be living for self. We should be able to break the cycle and live for God, because we will be blessed. My pastor has a saying, let me read it to you. He says that love does not set me free to be me, but to be free from me. That is, from self. When we break the chains of bondage, we are to live for Jesus. To keep the chains off, we should live for Jesus. In John 8:36, it says, if the Son therefore made you free, you're free indeed, unless you place yourself back in bondage. I had a friend, my mentor basically, who once told me about a living sacrifice. I said, I want to be a living sacrifice. And he said to me, the problem with a living sacrifice is they keep getting off the altar. And that is the problem. We keep leaving the throne of God. So let us focus on not self, but on forgiveness, on dying unto self, on picking up our cross daily and following Jesus. And I can promise you this, Jesus will increase as we decrease.